Hey yo, what is going on with the viewers across the tube? You know my name, but if you don't, sup. I'm Tyler, the host of the only crypto channel that keeps it 100% real on camera and off, unlike Jimmy Fallon.
I mean, you at one point played the piano laying upside down. You were laying on the ground playing it with your hands crossed.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Please. There's other ones.
No. That was something Freddie.
We saw a glimpse of your real a-hole side, Jimmy. You know how they two-face. It's time for Chico Crypto. Well, the reality is many of the elite, the top 1% of which Jimmy Fallon is a part of, are out of touch with reality. And even Jimmy doesn't like a pleb like Rami Malek touching him. But there is a certain elite, a part of that top 1%, actually a part of even higher status, the top 0.1%, who doesn't actually fit the mold of someone with that kind of wealth and power. And yesterday I ended the video talking about just him, Elon Musk. So you're going to have the Fakefluencers talking a ton about this too. Elon Musk, he loves Bitcoin and crypto because he tweeted about it to J.K. Rowling and said it's looking solid compared to fiat currencies, which governments are printing like crazy. And then those Fakefluencers will go through my old videos and take some content about his passwords on crypto and Bitcoin, and they will call it good. But you know Chico Crypto, we take it deeper than just scratching the surface. So let's begin. Elon Musk, and specifically his company Tesla, are known for the cars, but Tesla is much more than an automaker. They are a full-blown alternative energy company. Solar panels, solar roofs, and the batteries to store the energy created. Essentially, the goal with Tesla's suite of consumer energy products is to turn a person into their own power company, cutting out reliance on centralized price gouging power companies, of which we are all slaves to, and who have grown too big to fail. I'm looking at you, PG&E, as an example. My own power company caused the Camp Fire here in California, the deadliest fire in history, which destroyed the entire town of Paradise, California. PG&E, they go bankrupt, and now they are raising their prices on customers to pay for their negligence. And they can shut off power at any time now due to weather forces like just wind. But here's the thing, even if you get all the solar tools from Tesla, the panels or the roof, the batteries to store it, here in the States, especially if you're in a city, you are at the whim of the power companies and the grid. It's not illegal to have panels, it's not illegal to store power, but for example, here in California, where you have the most solar homes, you can't do what you want with your own power. According to California's energy code, with a solar system, there must be interconnection, and the only thing for interconnection in the cities is the local electricity grid, usually run by private companies, for example, PG&E. People are forced to sell their power if they have access to the grid, which companies like PG&E take full advantage of. From their solar FAQ in the question, will I receive payment for excess energy generated by my system? Yes, but the rate is set by the California Public Utilities Commission at approximately 2 to 4 cents per kilowatt hour. Guess how much PG&E gets to sell that back to their non-solar customers at? Well, as of 2019, between 22 to 48 cents, only a max markup of 2,400%, and yet the company is destroying Northern California and going bankrupt to boot. But here's the thing, you guys, Elon and Tesla have something in the works that could set us free from the grips of the private power companies, and the connections go right back to blockchain and crypto. So to begin, we have to go back to California regulations regarding interconnection, and Cali Law looked into this. They highlighted Title 24, Section C of California's Energy Code on interconnection pathways for residential solar systems. It says the construction documents shall indicate a location for inverters and metering equipment and a pathway for routing of conduit from the solar zone to the point of interconnection with the electrical service. And here lies the key question. Does the interconnection with electrical service mean a connection to a utility company? Could an electric service be a distributed network of homes creating their own grid and thus a power plant, a virtual power plant? Well, as crazy as it seems, Elon and Tesla already have that launched and ready to go somewhere in this world. Where? So back in 2018, it was announced that Tesla and the South Australian government were partnering to roll out the world's largest virtual power plant, VPP, with solar installations planned to go in 50,000 homes over the next 4 years. How would it work? Well, according to the article, a 5 kilowatt solar panel system and a 13.5 kilowatt Tesla Powerwall battery will be installed in the public housing properties for free, with the sale of electricity to cover the costs, and if it worked, a wider rollout would happen. So, did it happen? Well, by July of 2018, they got the first 100 homes hooked up and ready to trial. Then in December of 2018, they had expanded to 1,000 homes. And all of 2019 was the trial. Would it work? Would it save money? Would it help? Well, Utility Dive showed that yes, it did help, as the VPP propped up the public grid during a coal outage. Did it save money and work? Well, the Australian Energy Market Operator, which manages the nation's energy markets, just put out a report. And based on the data of events throughout the year, they found these events show that VPPs can benefit, number one, the participating consumers by sharing the value earned through the VPP participating in the FCAS or responding to energy market prices. And number two, all other consumers by creating more competition in these markets to reduce prices. And if VPPs scale up enough, potentially deferring/displacing the need for large-scale generation assets. Uh-oh. Yeah, the VPP is outperforming expectations, which the government now proudly boasts on their website, explaining it and how to get involved, and according to their site, subject to the trial's success, program financing, and the satisfaction of both Tesla and the government in the final program design, the full program could be rolled out to a further 49,000 properties later this year. So it's happening. But remember, I talked about a distributed, decentralized version of this. Well, a particular thing which was recently released makes this happen. This is Tesla's Autobidder platform, which was leaked to the public in early May. So what is Autobidder? Well, it connects to a person's solar assets and it gives them the ability to autonomously monetize their energy produced. Autobidder is a real-time trading and control platform that provides value-based asset management and portfolio optimization, enabling owners and operators to configure strategies that maximize revenue according to their asset objectives and their risk preferences. And guess where they trialed it first? South Australia's Hornsdale Power Reserve, the largest lithium-ion battery storage facility in the world, installed by Tesla. And of course, it has driven down prices by adding competition to the markets through market bidding, which Tesla has explained themselves at QCon London 2020 in March of this year. Let's watch now.
So this big battery provides these services to the grid by way of the energy market. And why do we have to participate in an energy market? So recall the requirement that supply and demand have to be balanced in real time. Markets are an economically efficient way to make them balance. Participants bid in what they're willing to produce or consume at different price levels and at different time scales. And the operator activates the participants who can provide the necessary services at the lowest price. And if we want the battery to continually provide services to the grid and help stabilize it as more renewables come online, we need to be participating in energy markets. And in order to participate in energy markets, we need software. So to do this, we built Autobidder to operate Hornsdale, and now we offer it as a product. This is the UI for Autobidder. It's a pro tool that's intended for control room operators who look at it day in and day out. There's a lot of information on the screen, I know, but it's running workflows that fetch data, forecast prices, and renewable generation, and decide on an optimal bid, and then submit it. And these workflows run every 5 minutes. That's the cadence of the Australian market. And at a high level, the optimization problem is trade-offs across different market products, which are different kinds of services that the battery can provide to the grid, and trade-offs in time, since the battery has a finite amount of energy.
So Autobidder, workflows, optimization. Could a blockchain project be in on this with Tesla? Well, suspiciously, 2 weeks ago, a company called Singularity posted this on their Twitter. Energy resources with trading strategies for a bottom-up optimal market can be empowered with D3A.io. Check out Tesla's Autobidder with a link to it. Who is Grid Singularity? Well, from their website, they are the people behind Energy Web Chain and something called D3A, which they mentioned in the Tesla Autobidder post. So let's start with D3A. What is it? Well, from the GitHub wiki, it's an interface and codebase to model, simulate, optimize, and coming soon, download and deploy a custom energy exchange, which consists of a backend codebase and the D3A user interface, an application layer. And what is funny, they gave a demo of this user interface in August of this year, and they showed some library assets, and they specifically mentioned a Tesla Powerwall.
So every user will have these public libraries. And what we started to do is put different load profiles that we found here, and also model different devices. So we have Tesla Powerwall, the Sonnen Battery Eco, and then we have some of these standard load profiles for different load types in Germany.
So did Grid Singularity build the Tesla Autobidder application? No, they did not, as in that QCon London presentation, they explained more.
Autobidder is built on the applications layer of the Tesla Energy platform that Colin described. And it consists of several microservices, and it interacts with both the platform and with third-party APIs. And Autobidder is fundamentally a workflow orchestration platform. And so you might ask, why did we build our own rather than using an open source tool? The key thing is that this is operational technology. These aren't batch or offline jobs, and it's critical for financial and physical reasons that these workflows run. We also leveraged our primary tool set, and so that allowed us to avoid introducing a new language and new infrastructure into our stack.
The Autobidder was built in the application layer, just like the D3A application, but D3A also consists of backend codebase. And remember, in that Tesla post, Grid Singularity specifically said things can be empowered by D3A, like other applications. Now, the D3A was thoroughly looked at in the 2020 book by Menlo energy economist out of San Francisco, Faradun Sioshanchi. And in the book on page 281, he says the D3A exchange engine is a shared mid-layer platform intended to engage technology providers and other parties to integrate software and hardware to co-create the smart grid of the future. Now remember who Tesla's virtual power plant in Australia is running through. They put out a great report on it. The Australian energy market operator AEMO. That is the energy exchange market Tesla plays into. Now remember this, the second part of Grid Singularity, Energy Web Chain. Well, let's get into that because it all connects right back to each other. So Energy Web Chain, what is that? From the website, it's the world's first open source enterprise blockchain platform tailored to the energy sector. EW's technology roadmap has since grown to include the Energy Web Decentralized Operating System, a blockchain plus suite of decentralized solutions. Very nice, but the chain was launched in June of last year, and from the blog post, more than 10 EWS affiliates, including utilities, grid operators, and blockchain developers, are hosting validator nodes for the live network. I wonder who might have been one of those. Well, their main website page has 10 companies listed, and the Australian energy market operator AEMO is one of them. And from this January 2020 article on virtual power plants springing up everywhere, they say this: grid operator AEMO has a number of trials in progress as part of a DER research program, including one to test a new specification for VPPs to deliver FCAS and a VPP demonstration across eastern states, which will last about 12 to 18 months. The only participants so far in the VPP trials are locals in South Australia, which has partnered with Tesla to provide the battery storage, but there is a pipeline of more coming on board. Those connections, you see them? But DERs. No, not that DERs from Workaholics, but distributed energy resources. And the D3A has been covering DERs and even presenting on them, the way to monetize them. And if you know, the D3A is connecting right back to blockchain, as from documentation of design, you know it's Energy Web, and those connections to Tesla are looking oh so tight. By the way, Energy Web Foundation was just added to the baseline as a new stakeholder. Cheers, I'll see you next time.